So it seems every winter we've got some trouble with this sewer vent that's on the roof. It will freeze up when it gets really cold, and what happens is, so you got warm air that comes up here and it meets cold and it creates some frost, and then it just slowly gets smaller and smaller, and finally it's just plugged up with frost. So a cure is to insulate this, and for a while I had some plastic bubble wrap kind of wrapped around there with some wire, and that just didn't last very long. So now I'll do a little more of a permanent fix. So I've got some plastic pipe here, and I already cut the bottom at an angle, and it's quite a bit bigger than what's on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide this over the top and then center it. So I'm thinking this is in fact a big gap. So foam away. So I'm only going to do half at a time. I'm going to let this expand now, let it cure a bit. What I found with that window and door gap foam, it's not nearly as aggressive as this stuff, but I found with that window door foam, if I do too much, it doesn't properly cure on the inside. It stays wet and it doesn't do its thing. So ever since I encountered that, I just kind of don't try and get it all done in one shot, especially a bigger project like this, you know. So it's been about an hour or so, and I haven't added any more yet, and it's already come up till probably 3/4 of the way. That foam is expanding upwards, but it seems to be tilting over. You see, if you look at the gap here compared to here, and it's still pretty soft, so I think it's still expanding. So I've got some duct tape, and I'm just going to try and center this a little better while that foam is setting up. So I'll put a little bit of pressure here, center it a little bit better. There. Okay. So now I'll let it sit there, and maybe this evening I'll put a little more in here if I need to. Okay, so it's been a few more hours now, and it looks like this thing wants to stay put. And the foam is feeling pretty rigid now. Yeah, it wants to stay there now. So I want to give it a little more foam, and then finish it off tomorrow. Well, the wife is pretty happy about this project, and that's because when this thing gets all closed off with frost, that doesn't take long and we can smell it in the house. So yeah, I was just thinking here, should I cut this foam off? That was the original plan, cut it off flush and then give it a skim of silicone. But right now it's doing a really good job of keeping the moisture out, because that foam hasn't been broken, like that skim layer. But I'm gonna cut it off. Then the old wet the finger trick. Keep the silicone from sticking. So it's kind of an oddball project for my channel, and I figure, well, maybe you guys want to see what's going on. So thanks for checking in.